Czyżbyśmy mieli nowe przecieki dotyczące Skibidi Toilet 77 Part 2? Będzie wychodzić szybciej ten odcinek, więc być może będziemy mieli jakąś niespodziankę. Zapraszam do kolejnych przecieków, kolejnych mamy fabularne tym razem tutaj przecieki z tego co pisze Iron, więc zostawcie lajka, subskrybujcie kanał i lecimy oczywiście. Co? Plunger i Dark Speakerman wrócą? Oj, 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 jest dobrze, dobrze. Ciekawe czemu. Co? Kościół do naukowca?
You heard right, and I'll explain what I mean shortly, and that's not all. I realized today why the Astros are bent on killing every human on the planet and why they need to. How Secret Agent and his new secret special ops team, who operate in the shadows to serve...
Ja chyba mam pomysł, czemu oni niszczą ludzi. Bo chyba wiedzą, że Skibidi Toilet teraz zamieniają je w mutanty, które są o wiele lepsze niż takie zwykłe Skibidi, nie? Pewnie o to chodzi. Ty, no rzeczywiście, nie pomyśleliśmy o tym, ale rzeczywiście może tak być, że Plunger i Dark Speakerman to są te krzesło i te krzesła. Ej, to by mogło być ciekawe.
I mean, Astro toilets aren't just ordinary people or toilets. They are the ultimate aliens who are capable of many things we can't imagine. Well, as you can see, you're certainly not going to be bored today. Also, just a reminder that I asked Dafuk Boom questions, and as I'm writing the script for this video, he's already written me the answers.
Okay.
So tomorrow will be an exclusive interview with him, but to speed up the release put like to this video, because every like
O kurde, to dowiemy się jakichś fajnych rzeczy na o fabule.
for me. And of course, I advise you to watch till the end, because you're gonna love and be surprised by my latest theory. Anyway, here we go. Remember, back in the previous breakdown, I mentioned the overkill of Astro toilets, that they completely try to exterminate people and bully agents and toilets. While it's more or less clear with the second, as it's basically their main obstacle in achieving their goal, the humans are a bit of a different story. We've seen many times that Skibidi toilets very rarely killed people, they mostly tried to infect them, and in Astro toilets' case, they didn't. So they don't reproduce like Skibidi toilets do.
No możliwe tak, że Astro toalety zarażają, tak? To nie produkują tak z ludzi, z siebie, nie?
As this method helps them increase the size of the race for battles, jobs, training, and so on. It reminded me of the character in Venom, where the symbiote lives and feeds off its host, thus surviving. It follows that the Skibidi toilets didn't kill humans for nothing. They need them for the survival of the species at the very least. Meanwhile, the Astro toilets try to eliminate them at every opportunity. This leads me to think that the Astros are afraid or worried that the humans will be able to fight back seriously, as if they've had experience with them before.
No nie wiem, mi się wydaje, że chodzi o to, że ludzie mogą być mutantami, nie? Wtedy. To jest wyższy tier niż zwykłe Skibidi. Bo zauważyliście, że żaden Astro toaleta nie jest mutantem, w sensie nie ma nóg, rąk i tak dalej.
Such a powerful race didn't know about humans. If we think back to previous episodes, we know that Astro toilets and Skibidi toilets were working together in the beginning. And so it's unlikely that the Skibidi toilets wouldn't have told the Astros about the population of Earth before the war. From which we draw the logical conclusion that the Astro toilets may already be guessing about a certain Dafu.
No ludzi jest miliardy, nie? Na Ziemi.
Maybe they have already guessed, which is why they try to kill any human at every opportunity. Or they've had negative experiences with humans before. You know, I assume that Astro toilets are not from our universe at all, or at least not from our planet. And this fact is supported by many facts. They somehow found out about our planet, and so they decided to take it over. But since they are able to move between universes, we can conclude that they have met humans before, or perhaps Secret Agent from another reality who was able to fight back, but eventually had to run away to avoid
No to już pokręcona teoria, kurka.
Video, so we won't focus on it now. Okay, we get it, but why don't the Astro toilets infect people, thus creating a more versatile army than the Skibidi
No właśnie,
toilets?
czemu nie
Perhaps
zaraz?
the whole Skibidi virus, everything we've seen on the show, is an experiment of the Astro toilets that they decided to put on the inhabitants of Earth.
Czy eksperyment? Może te, no... może w wymiarze tam, gdzie były Astro toalety, one jakby udało im się w jakiś sposób opanować te skibidi toilet,
The
nie?
SKIBIDI virus is some kind of new weapon of mass action to destroy worlds without the Astro toilet's main army. And it failed, as we can see. Because of this, the Astros decided to quickly clean up the planet of all life forms. Because they're literally demolishing entire cities. We
No,
saw
oni
that
wszystko
in
niszczą.
episode 76. And who knows how many more cities around the world have been destroyed by Astro. Many times we've tried to find out their origin, and time again, it's led us back to space. But in episode 77, the Astro toilets proved that they're much scarier than the SKIBIDI toilets. They're real aliens. When you think of it that way, you can assume that the entire Astro race was never really human. Those legs that came out of their heads prove that theory to
No
us.
właśnie, że to nie są ludzie, tylko oni infekują różne stworzenia, nie?
By the way, this scene may be a reference to the movie The Thing. There was also a similar scene with the head-on legs. Although it was a reference to this movie, but agree, it looked creepy. I touched a bit on the burning church, but now I want to finish my thought. Let's start with the fact that Da Fuck Boom himself talked a lot about dreams. At least you can remember his interview with Forbes magazine.
No
As
tak,
you may
mówił coś
recall,
takiego.
he stated there that the idea of the SKIBIDI toilet originally came about because of Boom's dream. If there was no such context, I wouldn't have taken up the following theory. But since the SKIBIDI toilet is connected, in fact, directly, it turns out it's not just a detail, but some kind of sign to us, the audience. Who does not know a burning church in dreams means great changes, great grief, and no
No ale nie wiem, czy Boom aż tak by pokazywał. Myślę, że ten kościół miał dodać klimatu, nie? Po prostu.
knowing how attentive
Takiego
he is to details.
smutku i
It can't be
przerażenia.
a coincidence. In principle, everything is
Ponurości,
maximally
nie?
logical. The most global event in the series has happened, namely the union of old enemies who now fight side by side. So definitely the burning church once again indicates the point of no return and that the world we've been watching has changed forever.
Kurde, no, jakoś nie obstawiam, że Boom aż takie metafory daje
But
nam,
still,
nie?
such a
No ale
sign
cóż.
could also refer us to another change or grief, the kind of grief that would shake both the SKIBIDI toilets and the Alliance.
Czy tak
namely,
jest?
the
To
return
szczerze
of
nie
the
wiem.
SKIBIDI scientist. Yes, yes. In fact, there are already a few interesting details that give a chance of a scientist appearing in the future. First of all, the preview for Season 20 has changed. It now features the scientist instead of GMAN and Astro, which may be a hint from DeFook. Secondly, there are so many times in the show
Wiecie co, może być tak, że naukowiec powróci. Jest tyle klonów G-Mana było, że to może też być podpucha i naukowiec jest gdzieś tam.
trickery using fake and mecha versions of his characters. And to this also adds hints of Astro versions of the characters, because we don't have any confirmation yet that such characters are only in one copy. Perhaps somewhere there is an Astro version of the scientist, which we have not yet been shown. And now imagine how such an appearance can undermine not only the Alliance, but all
Ale Boom by o tym wiedział z drugiej strony, więc może
toilets.
naukowiec
After
raczej nie
all, it's
powróci.
hard to see their former leader on the side of the enemies, especially G-Man will be the most hurt. Now on to
Najlepsze będzie, jak tym naukowcem będzie kot.
the very theory
W sensie, wiecie, tam po stronie
I
Skibidi
mentioned in the
Toilet.
beginning. Who really is the chair and the flower, and what are they up to? Let's start at the very beginning. These two objects are relatively recent. In fact, they are now following the war, appearing in all sorts of places. Just
Mamy 3 rozwiązania. Albo to są green kamery, albo to jest nowa rasa, albo to jest Plunger i Dark
watching.
Speakerman, nie?
In doing so, they move and shift around. And as of late, one of these objects, namely the chair, has gained the ability to fly at tremendous speeds. It uses this ability to help the agents, as we saw in episode 76. From this, we conclude that these characters are on our side and do not want to harm the Alliance and the SKIBIDI toilets. But who are they? We understand from the green light in episode
No właśnie,
76
że to
that they are connected to secret agents. And
sekretnym
also in
agentem.
this episode, this is confirmed when the chair and Dafuk were together in the same shot. So the chair and the ficus are secret agents' main assistants so far. From this we can speculate who they might be. It could be twins,
No
which is
właśnie, tak, to
unlikely,
mówiłem,
or
nie?
it could be a new race,
No
which is
właśnie,
also
też mówiłem.
unconfirmed and unlikely to be true. That it could be Dark Speakerman and Plunger on the
No
other
właśnie,
hand
o to mu
is
chodziło.
very likely. For one thing, Plunger's glitch and chair abilities are very similar. In episode 76, we clearly saw the chair destroying little Astros at breakneck speed. And who else did that? Plunger, of course. Secondly, in episode 70, Secret Agent showed that he has the ability to bring characters back to life with the example of the lucky cameraman. By the way, here you may have a logical question. Why did he kill Plunger then, if he brought him back again? It's simpler than it seems.
No, dał mu tajną misję, nie? Żeby pracował dla
You
niego.
may remember, in one of the additional scenes, Lucky Cameraman was taken away for questioning, or perhaps already imprisoned until the circumstances are clarified. We don't know for sure yet, but either way, right now, Secret Agent needs eyes in the war to keep an eye on what's going on with the rank-and-file agents, how the Astros are doing, what their technology is like, and most importantly, how GMAN and his army are doing. That's what he needs these characters for. Right now, they play an important role in gathering information that Secret Agent will use against the Astro toilets in the future. And who else but them could be more professional for such a mission? Especially since they are dead to the Alliance, which reduces the
No
risks of
właśnie,
them
to
being
jest ciekawe, tylko jak oni, czy zachowali swoją świadomość, nie? Tego,
However,
pamięć tego,
on the
co było.
likelihood of Dark Speaker being a flower, there is no definitive data yet. Still, Plunger might have insisted that his friend be brought back. Because we all know Plunger's character, right? My team and I even
No zobaczymy.
made a concept with Plunger
Fajnie to wygląda, może tak być.